Gang crew of the 161, the Mafia, the Costa Nostra here. How's it going, everybody? Evening. I had to get live here because, and I didn't want to wait till Saturday to talk about this because we're getting hit with a bunch of stuff now. And I put out a video earlier. The Yankees, by the way, shout out to everybody in here. Hayden, David, Texas is in the house. Jonathan's here. Johnny. Yeah, smash that like button, gang. Let's try to get to 100 likes if we can. Who else we got here? Stephen B. What else? Tyler T's in the house. What is good, man? What is good? Who else we got? Marcel's here. Mike, Hayden. What's up, gang? What's up, everybody? And again, I appreciate you coming on, Peter Risberg. Yeah, and I gotta renew my passport. Speaking of which, but Johnny Almonte. So yeah, I mean, look. For those that haven't heard, the Yankees put 6 guys on outright waivers tonight. 6 dudes. Okay. And I've been talking like for the last, I don't know, I got to say the last 20 minutes or so. Texas, Sonny, the king of Texas. I appreciate you. Thank you. The prime minister of Texas, the gov, the man. Dev, there he is. How are you? David. NFT's in house now. It's a Patty. I'm a rest. Lorenzo, what's good, everybody? I'm glad to see all you folks. So I was racking my brain because, and I talked to like some of the guys like NFE and Sunil and Mikey Mazza and Tats, like part of a group chat here, and we're going over this. And one of my confusions was the Yankees placed these guys in outright waivers instead of non-tendering them. There's a difference between the two. Okay. And this is one reason why I wanted to go live because, and I've been talking to my baseball brain trust over the past hour or so, like trying to get a little bit more clarity. And so essentially they get placed on waivers, outright waivers. And if they don't get claimed, they don't get claimed. But during the pre-arb and arb process, essentially these deals go on 1-year deals. So it's not like a major league free agent contract where you can get a 6 to 10-year deal or whatever, and you are locked in to every dollar of that deal for the period of time that they're here. Arbitration runs on an annual basis, so it's part of the non-tender thing. So players can basically be put on the outright waivers, and if they don't get claimed, if they do get claimed, another team will pick up their salary, whatever that salary is. But if not, they can just get released and become free agents, especially during the ARB and pre-ARB process. So it's essentially a team opt-out that baseball teams have, which kind of gives them the upper hand in the pre-ARB and ARB process. But again, like they're also getting these players on the cheap. So when they become free agents and get big dollars, then the players have that advantage. But so the non-tender process and the non-tender deadline is essentially is November 17th. So, and I had a couple of questions. Is that what if these players were put on these outright waivers like these guys? And well, by the way, let me read off this list to you guys. For those of you who haven't heard the names of the guys that were actually placed on outright waivers for the Yankees, it is Domingo Germán, Ryan Weber, Jimmy Cordero. No surprise there; he was suspended in baseball. Matt Bowman, relief pitcher, Franchi Cordero, and Billy McKinney. There's still a bunch of other guys that are non-tender candidates, like Lou Trevino and some of these other folks. So I do expect the Yankees to clear more, not only payroll, but more 40-man roster spots. So, and I think, this tells me, and let me know what it tells you, that the Yankees are not only serious about adding better quality to this 40-man roster and to the active roster, but also, yeah, Jimmy Cordero got suspended for domestic violence. Yes, he did. Violating domestic violence / sex policy and blah, blah, blah. So he was going to come back. But like Domingo Germán was owed $4.1 million had he come back next year. But placing him on outright waivers during arbitration, they can get released, and the Yankees are not on the hook for their 2024 salary because they're in arbitration. It would be different if it was the other way around. If they were part of like a major league contract, like Aaron Hicks got released, the Yankees still have to eat the rest of the money. But if it's happening during pre-arb and arb, they don't. So they still clear amount of money. Now I was confused as to I still am. So what's the difference between placing them on outright waivers or non-tendering them? Why does a team prefer one over the other? I don't know, but this is also how the Yankees got Ian Hamilton last year, talking to my baseball brain trust too. And he pointed that out and he was right. This is how the Yankees got Ian Hamilton, who's been a significant part of their bullpen. So Sevy's not going to return. Yeah, Sevy's a free agent. So, Dave, I did a video on this. We're upwards of between 60 and 70 million coming off the books. And then if they non-tender more guys, you get some more money. If they trade later Torres, that's another 15 million probably because he's projected to make 15 million. But there are other guys too. Like Lou Trevino's projected to make 4. Domingo Hermana's projected to make 4. I'm hearing now from Yankee insiders that Jose Trevino is now a candidate being considered for a non-tender. And that's peculiar to me because they've already put Kyle Gashoka and Ben Werfeld on the trading block. If they trade both of those guys and non-tender Jose, what are they going to do with Austin Wells? Are they going to bring up Ben Rice? There's a couple other AAA catchers. Are they going to bring in a veteran like Yan Gomes or somebody like that to help Austin Wells' development? So I'm curious to see what they do with the catcher position, whether they actually non-tender Jose Trevino. But this is a way of saving probably upwards of another $20 million off the payroll, which allows them flexibility to make moves. So, and again, clearing these roster spots tells me that they're planning on making moves and improving the quality, but they also want to make room for guys like Clayton Beeter and a couple others maybe to protect them from the Rule 5 draft because they have to be on the 40-man before the Rule 5 draft in December to be protected. So that's what's going on right now. Lorenzo, there's no news that we heard that they're shopping Stanton. No credible news that we've heard that they're shopping Stanton. I know people who want them to shop Stanton, I get that, but there's nothing that we're hearing that they're actively shopping him. I mean, they may be listening to teams or whatever, but like what team is, and I mean, like, what team is going to assume that money? Yankees would have to eat a chunk of it. And the Yankees are not going to just release him and eat $98 million. That's not going to happen. There's no chance in the world that's going to happen. So they could be trading Trevino too. Jose Trevino, yeah, he could be part of a trade. And again, like they have Ben Rice at AAA who can come up here. But if they do that, if they trade Trevino or non-tender him and trade these other guys, like if all 3 of those guys gone, I think they're going to bring in a veteran to platoon with Austin Wells or have a guy like Ben Rice come up. But then you're going to have 2 young kids at catcher. So, like, my guess is they would bring in a veteran to some degree. So, yeah, when a non-tender a player, it declines to give that player a contract for the upcoming season. And they can do that they can only do that in arbitration and pre-arb because they go on an annual basis. Okay, it automatically makes them a free agent. Yes, that's right, Jonathan. So they can't do that in non-tender like somebody during a free agent contract. Like the free agent contract ends when it ends. And there's a timeline on that. But here, pre-arb and arb runs on an annual basis, which is why they have to basically tender these people arbitration contract every single year. It's an annual thing. So. And while we're, doing this, the Mets. So there's more news for you to have right now. The Mets placed 6 players on outright waivers. This is right from MLBTradeRumors.com. I'll get this to you too. And a couple of other things happened too. Let me get you this news. So look at this. Blue Jays and Whit Merrifield just declined the mutual option. So next to the player option and team options. So Whit Merrifield's a free agent now. Okay, they had an $18 million mutual option. He's going to get a $500,000 buyout now as a free agent. The Mets, they play 6 guys on outright waivers. So the Yankees did 6 today. The Mets, Tim LeCastro, Danny Reyes, Bryce Montez, Diaca, John Curtis, Alicia Hernandez, and Peyton Battenfield, with the most notable name being Tim LeCastro. So the Mets got 6 guys off the dockets here too. Seth Lugo, pitcher, declined his player option with the Padres. He had a player. He signed a 2-year, $15 million $15 million total deal, and he told him he wanted to kind of work his way back to a starter, and he had a pretty solid year. So rather than exercising the option of $7.5 million, he probably can get more in free agency as a starter now, probably as a number 3 or number 4. So he might get $10 million a year for a couple of years. So that makes sense. And Jorge Soler opted out of his deal with the Marlins. So he had an opt out. He opted out. He's a free agent too. So these things happen over the last hour or so. So and more things are happening. I don't know, Texas. That's a good question. I haven't seen Joe here in a couple times. So maybe over a week. So I'm wondering how he's doing, what he's up to. Hopefully, we'll see him again, my consigliere, and I hope he's back. Jonathan, I think they're going to trade Gleyber Torres. He's different. So he's last year of our going into free agency. You know, they're not gonna what do you call it, him because he's got trade value. Like those other guys don't have trade value, and you know, and a team will they can even attach prospects to Torres. So he's a completely different situation than these other guys. Like they're not going to non-tender Gleyber Torres and just let him walk without getting anything in return. You know what I mean? He's a trade candidate. You know, I haven't heard anything to confirm that, Billy Clemenza, that the Yankees will bring back Bader on a minimum 1 year deal. I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, I can't see it personally. I think they would prefer to get somebody like Kevin Kiermaier, who's better suited with the bat, and he also hits from the lefty side. He's also an elite glove, so he's just a better fit. The Dodgers setting themselves up for I mean the Dodgers. I think they're going to be front runners. They're probably them or the Mariners probably the favorites to get Otani. That's for sure. David Cohen's in the house. What's happening, my man? Davey, Donnie, what's happening, man? Yeah. Also, congratulations to the Texas Rangers, world champs, man. 5 games. You know, they're well set up. They're well set up. So is Arizona though. I give them. They had a great year. I think they were a little bit ahead of themselves this year. So, but they were exposed as kind of a young and inexperienced team. But I think if they bring in some guys, like a couple of veterans, to complement some of these young guys, I think they'll be pretty well off. So there's a lot of ridiculous rumors floating around, Billy. A lot of ridiculous. Did the Blue Jays keep Matt? No, Matt Chapman's a free agent, Hayden. And free agencies, there's no news on that, right? They have the next 5 days if they want to re-sign Matt Chapman. So you have the first 5 days after the World Series, teams can sign their own players who become free agents. After that, it's a free for all. So the free for all starts Monday. Teams can sign any player from anybody, anywhere, starting Monday. So, but Matt Chapman is officially a free agent now. And if the Jays want him back, they have exclusive rights to do that until Monday. So, but I think he's going to. I think he's going to pass on the Blue Jays. I think the Yankees should pass on him as well. You go get Jimmer Candelaria if you want to get a third baseman. Like he'll cost a third of the price of Chapman, or maybe half the price for a shorter period of time, and you'll get similar production. So, and he's a switch hitter. Who's saying that Matt Chapman's a perfect fit for the Yankees? Carl is the question. I mean, I don't see him as being a perfect fit. Like defensively, yeah, he's a good fit, but and he's a younger. He's not a Josh Johnson clone, but he's going to be too expensive, in my opinion. But I don't see him as being a perfect fit. I'd rather have third baseman Ryan McMahon from the Rockies, personally, for the third base. But if you want to stay in house, then you got Andres Chaparro. You can put Oswald Peraza there, and those types of moves like a Jamer Candelario. If they bring in somebody like that or a even Matt Chapman, I think it leaves open the possibility of a trade, a Gleyber Torres trade. So Yamamoto's not a Yankee yet. They can't sign anybody yet, Davey. Unlimited free agency doesn't start until Monday. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean John Heyman. Yeah, I mean I know some people are mentioning him as a like. I don't think the Yankees have bigger needs than Matt Chapman. They need lefty bats. He's a righty, so You checked on Fireside. They say the Yankees are planning to big bring Frankie Montez on a 1 year deal. I don't know if they're planning. There's nothing to confirm that. So, Brandon, I'd be surprised if they did that. I mean, you got Luis Hill coming back. I would just take Luis Hill over Frankie Montez, personally. But you never know. But he's not high up on my priority list for the Yankees, to be honest with you. You know, So with the 6 guys gone, Wigan, it's probably about, let me see. Let's have a look quickly. Yeah, I think it's just I agree on it's speculation on Montez. Like, you know, how's Gerald? How is Chapman a perfect fit? Just out of curiosity, out of your opinion. Um, let's see with the guys: Herman, Weber, Jimmy. I'd say probably about 9 million they cleared up tonight. Probably about 8, 9 million they cleared up. So I'll take that. Add that money onto the payroll. hmm I don't know, Jason. I mean, you don't necessarily need a batting title as a player. Great players don't necessarily make great coaches. We need somebody like who's got a thorough understanding of not only the analytics, but also have player experience, in my opinion, too. But somebody who can effectively communicate the analytics and the non-analytics side of baseball to the players. Someone who can identify the disconnect because the Dylan Lawson analytical approach worked wonders in the minors, every level, but it never translated up to the majors. Okay. What's that disconnect between AAA and the majors? Can anybody identify it? Can anybody communicate it to the players in a way that allows them to understand it and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? What adaptations do I need to make? Because every player has a different approach. So there's no one size fits all approach for everybody. Dylan Lawson made that clear. Like, and you could see the young players are kind of adapting to the Dylan Lawson system because a lot of the kids like Volpe and Pereira were disciples of his program, where the veterans were responding better to Sean Casey. But still to this day, nobody was able to effectively communicate the analytics approach, not even the Yankees analytics people. They couldn't communicate it effectively to the players. If you can't communicate that message to the players, how do you expect them to adopt a philosophy or modify it in a way that works for them? We need somebody who can communicate that. You know what I mean? So that's to me is a skill set that somebody needs, really. But it's a lot of speculation. But the fact is, the Yankees are already being active, and they're usually not this active like ever this early. So it's refreshing to see. You know what I mean? So to answer your question again, Jason, I don't think they necessarily have to have a batting title as a player, but I do think being a former player helps. You know, so yeah, whatever they clear. I mean, more money for Soto, more money for other moves. I'm really curious to see how much they do. I want to see who gets non-tendered. I think Lou Trevino probably gets non-tendered. He's scheduled to make 4 million. That's another 4 million off the books. They have other guys, and they probably can clear another 10 million bucks or close to it. They might have an extra 20 million to play with. And then they got this $25 million extra money from this Star Insurance that's just lining up their pockets. So, like, I do think the Yankees need to be smart and invest in their product. To me, they're the Goldman Sachs of baseball. Goldman Sachs invest in their product, right? Invest in your product, please. Who could be the hitting coach? I mean, there's a lot of candidates, Jonathan. Um, a lot of candidates, but I don't know who can effectively communicate. Like, you know what I mean? The and the Yankees might need a bench coach too, because their Carlos Mendoza is interviewing. He interviewed with the Guardians, interviewed with the Mets this week. So they might be out of a hitting coach and a bench coach. So we'll see what they do. Chase Utley, I don't know. I mean, I know one of the things that was a knock on Chase Utley is that he wasn't the friendliest person. So so I don't know. Joey Cora as a coach. I don't know. I like Joey Cora as a player, but I don't know. I mean, is he have a success as a coach, David? I don't know much about him as a coach, but I like him as a player. Plays solo center field until it depends. It depends. Like think the goal for a lot of folks is to make sure that Dominguez is the center fielder, but I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Maybe Dominguez will be the left fielder. I have no idea. No idea. You know, Jake Bowers. I think Bowers will get non-tender too, Sal. I mean, they may place more guys on outright waivers. This might be the first wave. There's more guys that will likely not be coming back. You know what I mean? And Goldman Sachs, Bernie Madoff, Crooks, better than Enron. Yeah, we definitely are. Yeah, well, some of them are crooks. Yeah, I mean Bernie Madoff's a whole nother level. Goldman Sachs, I mean, it's the kind of the number one in pretty much all investment banks out there. Well, so and one of the most profitable. That's why I just link him to the Yankees. Bernie Madoff, he actually robbed a lot of Mets people. The Wilpons were tied to him. They got screwed by Bernie Madoff, the former owners of the Mets. Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, JT. Awesome possibilities. Next time we talk Gardner out of retirement. No, that's not going to happen, JT. So I don't think you need to worry about that, my man. I don't think you need to worry about that. But like, you know, I hope it's a little bit more understanding as to why they outright wavered people today. So if that makes sense, I hope I were able to understand it. Which is why I wanted to go live. This is why I want people to subscribe to the channel because I want you folks to have a thorough understanding of this type of stuff. That way, when it comes out, because people are just saying, "Oh, they go buy," but there's all the little details that are important to not overlook. And I don't like to overlook. Like I said, I like you to folks to have a thorough understanding of what the hell is being talked about. You know what I mean? So Core was the third base coach for the Mets. Okay, Bogarts and Lindor are two other underperforming 30 million shortstop. Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now it's Corey Seager is like the top one making him. I mean, Lindor actually. I don't know if he's underperforming, but um, Lindor, he's making a lot of money. That's for damn sure. Mattingly, if he's with the Tampa Bay, I mean, sorry, he's with with Toronto Blue Jays. So they can't reach out to him because that's tampering. They can't do that unless they get permission to talk to him from the Blue Jays, which I don't know if they would give a division rival permission to talk to him. I don't know. They can't just randomly go out there and try to recruit him because they get busted for tampering. Uh, I wouldn't bring Harrison Bader back at this point, Jason. Um, yeah, I would move. I would just move on, and I would again. I would bring in um, probably somebody like Kevin Kiermaier from the Blue Jays. Take him away from division rival. He's also a lefty who's a defensive whiz, and he's known for hitting in the clutch. So, and he's familiar with the AL East, wants to stay in the AL East. So the Yankees have a couple of advantages getting somebody like Kiermaier over Bader. I like Bader. Don't get me wrong. You know, Mattingly, as far as we know, is still under contract. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, Cody Bellinger's going to be a big name this offseason. So, I hope Gardner would be a good coach if he's interested in being a coach, Jonathan. You know what I mean? Yamamoto, that's it. Everything else are mind deals. What did I miss, Will? Did I miss something here? My ex-father worked for Goldman Sachs. He was a Mets fan. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, Zealous. So Hayden, I'm glad you brought this up. So Zealous Analytics is an analytics company that the Yankees have hired. Okay, to basically do a dive into their own analytics. But these guys have ties to the Rays and the Dodgers Brain Trust. So it's teams that have good player development brain trust around them. The Rays and the Dodgers. They have a better pipeline than we do. They have a more longer track record of deep success right now than we do. So Um, the question is, what are they going to do? I mean, are they going to like analyze and break it down, and at the end of the day, make a decision as to like, okay, we need to make some you need to make some upgrades in personnel on the player side, or you need to make some upgrades on. Well, we know that already, but you need to make some personnel changes on the front office or the analytics side. Like, are they going to actually do that? Are they going to tell them you need to do this differently, that differently? So I wonder how much intel we're going to get on Zealous. But I mean, I like the fact that they've got ties to the Rays and the Dodgers. So, and I hope something happens. I really do. So, I did see that Sam Frankman-Frey convicted. He got guilty on all counts. Peter, crypto scam. He's in deep trouble. A lot of financial con men are going to be in deep trouble, or soon to be in deep trouble. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, Billy. Yeah, I need to be Harry or Kopleski. Amen, man. Amen, Clemenza. Who would like to see the Yankees hitting a bench coach? I mean, bench coach, I would like to see, like, if it became available, like a Nick Swisher there. Um, and I would probably like Carlos Beltran as a hitting coach, but I don't know. Somebody I need to know who can be an effective communicator of what the Yankees are trying to uh, incorporate to the players. Because I mean, Dylan Lawson was analytics nerd. Like, he was just all analytics and certain components of it. Sean Casey had a different approach. So, and he taught players how to hit the opposite field, and he was a contact hitter as a former player. So, and he wasn't invested into analytics the way Dylan Lawson was. So it was a bit of a different approach, and you saw it work for some, didn't work for others. So, but he also was thrown to the wolves mid-season, and which is tough. Which is tough. So, and it was an adjustment period for everybody. But again, where it worked well for DJ and some of the other players. So I think somebody who can effectively communicate analytics and non-analytics baseball fundamentals to the players was a good candidate. Savin Shelley Duncan coming up from AAA. I don't think he's going to want to go from AAA manager to batting coach. It's kind of a step down, JT, in my opinion. And he's doing a great job at AAA. He's doing a good job there. Oh, you know what I mean? Carl, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Posting feed on. I say, yeah, man, it's important. Like I said, this is the type of stuff, information I like to talk about too, because I want you folks to have a thorough understanding of all this other shit that nobody really understands. It elevates our conversation, right? And again, like I want it's my I take pride in making sure that you get all the good intel and the accurate intel. So, and the best intel instead of just opinions and expecting other people to agree with my opinion. Your opinions are opinions, but I want you to have the good and the best intel and the accurate stuff so you can at least form your opinion credibly. You know what I mean? So, can the Yankees afford Nola and Young? Yeah, they can, but I don't think they'll get both. They can afford, but I don't think they'll get both. If Tennessee is awarded a franchise Mattingly, yeah, well, he was on the committee that's identifying these new expansion locations, Mattingly. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got an opportunity there either. If they put a franchise in Nashville, he is part of that committee, Don Mattingly. So, um, man, Yamamoto and Snell make a run. Sure. I would personally, I would personally pass on Shohei Ohtani, but that's just me. Wrong side of 30 for me. Jesse, what's good, man? Gerald wants Hater. A lot of people want Hater. Yeah. What's good, Jesse? How you doing, man? CWE's in the house too. And Johnny Almonte. My off-season prediction, you know, I've done a couple videos on this too, Johnny, but like it now knowing what we know, I think they have a better than 50% chance of trading for Soto. And I think for somehow if Soto doesn't work out, they get Bellinger. I think they're gonna get one or the other. I don't think they'll get both. I think they'll get Yamamoto too. When they're committed this deep into somebody, it's very hard to see them being outbid. So I think they're going to get Soto and Yamamoto or Bellinger and Yamamoto, and then whatever supplementary pieces they get around that. So that's my prediction right now. If I could predict anything, Johnny, that's what it would be. I think Switch is a good fit too, Texas. I do. I mean, again, they get the ability to keep the team focused, but loose at the same time. And sometimes they have such a stiff corporate feel to them, like a non-personality. That's why I like listening to Garrett Cole talk because he's very thoughtful and in his remarks and he's knowledgeable and he's got a sense of humor too. And that's what I like to see. I like to hear Aaron Judge talk. So like somebody like Swisher can bring some swag back to the team, and I think it would be good. You know, yeah, I don't know if Hader would do his hair either. Well, I don't think he'll be a Met either, Josh. I think Josh Hader's probably going to go to the Dodgers. My personal opinion, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if they got Yamamoto, Bellinger, Soto, CDB, that would be crazy. Let's say that would be freaking nuts. Yeah, I think Sean Casey would have been a good fit for the entire season too, Jonathan. But I can understand too. I want him to spend time. He's divorced now, recently divorced. He wants to spend time with his two teenage daughters, and being with the team. He'll be on a road and away from home 8 months out of the year. It would be difficult for him to spend time with his kids. So I get it. Hayden, I think IKF goes. I do. I do think he goes. But if he does come back, 2-year low salary deal. But I really think he goes. So they got Texas saying thinks he stays for a year. I mean, if they look, I wouldn't be disappointed if they brought back Kiff. He was much better in 2023 than he was in 2022. He wasn't playing out of position, all that stuff. All right, we got 44 likes. We need 56 likes to get to 100. Anybody hasn't hit that like button, if you don't mind, smash that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 100 likes. It's always helpful to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. We got more than 100 people in here right now, so I thank you for that. Yankees making big money. I hope so, CW. What would be your 5 starting pitchers, and how would you have your lineup over here? Oh, yeah, I mean, be Cole 1, Yamamoto 2, Rodon 3. Probably Schmidt 4, King 5, with Nestor Cortez in long relief. But I could see them going out and getting someone else too, like Shota Imanaga, something like that. If one of these pitchers from Japan, they'll get, I think, and add to the rotation lineup. I mean, if they get Soto, I want Soto second. If they got Bellinger, I want Bellinger fourth. I want Soto second, Judge third, Bellinger fourth, unlike some other guys. I want the lineup to be hell for pitchers, at least 1 through 6. And even with some decent guys, 7 through 9. So that's kind of how I would do it. We need a couple lefty bats to lengthen the lineup and give it some more athleticism, more versatility. So but I mean, Soto would be phenomenal here. He's a generational player. They got Soto and Bellinger, it would be freaking nuts. I mean, it would be nuts. You know, I'm not really worried. I expect Rodon to have a pretty big bounce back year this year. So, I mean, if they got Snell, I wouldn't be offended. He's going to cost a lot of money, though. But I would not pick Snell over Yamamoto. Yamamoto's 25. Snell's 30. I'm going to go with the younger guy. So that's just my opinion. But, you know what I mean? Thank you, Thomas Rock. I appreciate that. We got Yamamoto, Soto, Bellinger. I mean, yeah, if they got Yamamoto, Soto, Bellinger, and Yuki Matsui for closer, like, I'd be breakdancing in the streets, Thomas. Like, that'd be a monster off season. It really would be. So, yeah, he didn't pitch lights out. He was decent. Well, first of all, he's not even pitching in 2024. He's had Tommy John surgery. He's going to miss part of the year as well hitting. But 44 home runs, that's just home runs. So, and, we'll pull up his stats here. Let's pull up Shohei Ohtani. Shohei, and again, homers are not really the stats. They're not. He had 3 or 4, 44 home runs, 95. He'll probably win the MVP this year too, but he's also going to be 30. He's already 30, and on the wrong side of 30, making probably at least $500 million. I don't want to pay a 10-year deal on the wrong side of 30. Like I was already worried about Judge's deal at 30, getting a 10-year deal, a 9-year deal. So I would pass on Otani. Will I would go after Juan Soto. He's 25, man. I go for the youth. What do I think Soto will cost in free? I think he's going to cost close to 500 million too. I really do. I mean, Johnny Cameron. I think the Yankees will get. I think they're going to wind up with Yamamoto. I do. I do. It's Davey. I get it, man. Like, I think it's hard for some to be on board with Bellinger. Like, the consistency is not there. He's had some injuries and some down years and blah blah blah. Like, Soto's been the portrait of consistency across from day one here. Bellinger has not been that. He's had an MVP season. He had hurt. He had some terrible years. Then he had a good year this year, which is not his MVP season again. But so he's getting back to his former self. But at the same time, be 28, and obviously he's a good defender. He's got some speed. He can be a good hitter. But can he maintain that? Can he play the level of a contract he's going to get? I don't know. So it's a little bit more of a risk for Bellinger. And he's also coming with a qualifying offer, which means the teams are going to have to forfeit draft picks and international money on top of the contract they're going to give him. So those things have to be factored in my opinion. Yeah, man. Swisher's enthusiasm is damn right it is, Wank. Negative energy and positive energy both are contagious, depending on which one you want you to be surrounded by. I like the Swisher's swag, and he was a clutch hitter here too. So I think he can add some dynamic to that, and I think he can communicate well to the players, which to me is an important fit. So Guardy's a fit too, Texas. You're right. I wonder if he would have any interest. To be honest with you, and again, like I said, he to me is the Rudy Rudiger of the Yankees, like the smaller, undersized player who played like a giant a lot. So he had his speed. He was a fundamental player. He hustled, like all the things that epitomize the type of players that we want. He had a lot of those qualities. So I miss Gardner. I do. Save my money from Murakami. Well, Soto. There is nobody that's better that's available than Soto. Murakami's gonna be expensive. And he's gonna come with a posting fee too. Man, let's not assume that we were gonna get Murakami. I don't care if he could play first and third. So just gonna take Stanton's place. I mean, he'll do. And Soto's an on-base percentage machine. He'll do a lot of things, and Murakami is not better than Soto. So, in my opinion, I mean, Murakami, and again, it's no guarantee you get either one. So, it's a risk they're going to be taking. Soto, to me, there's nobody that's out there that's available that's better than Soto. No. Mookie Betts was just advocating. Hold on. Who's that? Like advocating for who? Murakami? Oh, Bauer. Yeah. Trevor Bauer. I don't know. I mean, maybe the Dodgers will give him. I mean, they can replace Julio Urias, who got his second domestic violence arrest, with a guy like Trevor Bauer, who's been now cleared of a lot of his stuff. So, again, it's still drama, but Trevor Bauer was a beast when he was here. He was a beast. And again, he's not. There's no domestic violence attached to him and all this stuff. So, but I don't know if the Dodgers want that type of drama, but I could see them also trading for Corbin Burns and avoiding that soap opera altogether. But we'll see what the Dodgers do. They're gonna be players for a lot of guys. Kyle, the teams can start trading already. The second the World Series ended, teams can start trading. Signing free agents, the first 5 days after the World Series, they can re-sign their own free agents. After the 5 days, so starting Monday, teams can sign players from other teams, and that's it. That's the order right there, Kyle. If IKF goes, should we pick up Kiki? I mean, I don't know. You got Oswaldo too, so I don't know. Jay, that's a good question. No, Nashville has pledged that no public money for a baseball stadium. They're gonna fund it all themselves, Gerald. All right, Yamamoto, Bellinger, and trade for Brandon Donovan at leadoff. Yeah, I mean we've talked about that too. There's been speculation about a Donovan like trade, and they have the pieces to get Brandon Donovan. He's got more control of the years. I'm like, I would love Donovan here, and he'd be a great fit. He's also a high on base percentage guy who hits for contact. He's got speed. He can play infield and outfield. They can do a lot of things, you know. But I like the high on base percentage component, low strikeout rate, good contact skills. So I like that. You know, I'm not really worried about Davey. I mean, like, if I don't care if they get Hater or not. Like, the Yankees always do a good job at finding relievers somehow and bringing them here and making them better, like they did it with Ian Hamilton last year. They'll get somebody. They'll add a reliever. I mean, even if it's Yuki Matsui and out of Japan, they can add him, and he's not associated with a posting fee because he's got 10 years of pro ball. So I think Rodon will bounce back, Cameron. I do. And yeah, I mean, Jonathan, we talked about this soon. Like Nestor Cortez in long relief, man, would be a great. I think would be a great thing. In a way, I think his shoulder would buy his body would hold up better. I really do. Who could spot start if they need to, but like long relief, man, you get him in there for maybe a couple times a week. I think we'll be in good shape with him. And we've said that too. Like long relievers, like the Yankees would be wise to have two or three of them because they serve as a bridge from the starters to the short inning guys. You know what I mean? If the guy gets just hit hard and gets out of there after like 2, 3 innings, you can bring in a long reliever to throw 4 or 5 or whatever, and transition over instead of using 8 pitchers a game. Now you're using 3. So to me, the long reliever is a secret weapon for teams that not many utilize. Really. Right. I don't know. If there's the only proven closer out there right now, Wink, is Josh Hader, and I don't think they're going to spend $20+ million a year for him. I don't think they'll do that, and I don't think they need to. So yeah, I think Switcher. I mean, Swisher, John Steven. Yeah, he was a switch hitter. You know, and his infectious energy. I think he'd do some good things for this team. I really do. Jordan Hicks is a possibility for the bullpen too, Emmanuel. Yuki Matsui, Jordan Hicks, some of these other guys. He's another guy that I think they'll probably consider. So, oh, Texas. Next time I go live. So, for those folks that don't know, I've become an affiliate partner. Well, the channel has become an affiliate partner with Amazon. Um, so anybody that shops at Amazon, I have a link that I'll attach, and I'll attach to the description of every video that I put out. That nothing changed on your end. You'd be the same thing. You buy the same process, but if you use the link, the channel will get credit for every time you shop at Amazon. Again, nothing will change on your end, but if you use the link that I have for Amazon, the channel will get credit for it. So I I respectfully request it, and you just let me know what you shot for too. I'll make sure that everything is um, on that list so that and every applicable savings and everything else goes towards you as well. So again, nothing changes on your end. So, but yeah, we've become affiliate partners with Amazon, and the channel will get credit and will benefit if anybody uses it. So I thank you for considering it. I hope that you do. But the next time I go live, I'll have it in the description. Thank you, Texas, for bringing it out. You rather get Soto and Belly and then trade Soto for pitching, but you want to trade, you want to get Soto then trade Soto, Johnny? I don't think that's going to happen, Rob. I don't know who told you that, but they're not going to sign Montez so they can trade Schmidt. Like replace Schmidt with Montez, I doubt. I mean, I don't think they'll do that, Rob. I don't see the point of doing that. Did I dance in the streets? Yeah, I mean, I was pretty happy hating when they did what they did that off season. I was pretty happy. I was surprised with Teixeira. I was like, damn. My cousin actually Troy texted me actually and was like, "Fucking Yankees got Teixeira too," and I didn't even know until he texted me, and I was like, "Holy crap!" So, and then Swisher came, and then Damas and Marte, like they just made move after move after move. But we need an off season like that. I think if they have a huge off season, then y'all definitely do a Big Mac and an apple pie booyah. Hell yeah, yes indeed. They get Yamamoto and trade for Soto. I'll do Big Mac and apple pie too. So you know, I can't see Snell taking a cheap deal personally. This is his one chance to cash in. Um, he's probably going to win the Cy Young Award, and he's going to want to cash in on that. But you never know. I think he's going to get at least a 5-year deal, probably for $25 million a year, maybe more than that, maybe $30 million a year. So he did let his performance speak. I mean, he's going to win the Cy Young in the National League. Well, very, very, very likely. And this is his chance to cash in on his performance. So I would keep an eye on that one, Will. But if you can get him on a cheap deal, then yeah, you do that. But like, I just don't. I see the chances of it very low that happening. People want to cash in on like Cy Youngs and MVPs and all that stuff. So I'd be ecstatic if they got Yamamoto and Soto, Davey. Like I really would. That'd be a big upgrade to this team. Right. Um, if the Yankees get Soto, oh yeah, of course they can extend them, Sonny. Yeah, and they will. I don't think they're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna trade all this capital for Soto and not extend them. That's going to be part of the negotiation process, no doubt. Bellinger and Julius Randle. I hear that, Cameron. Julius Randle from the Knicks, yeah. Talent, but inconsistent, yeah. When deep? I don't know. It's a good question. When do I think they'll trade for Soto and sign? I don't know. It's a good question. I hope sooner than later. I hope sooner than later. I really, really do. Yeah, Soto's got interest in the Dominican community here is massive in the Bronx. So like he would be a god. And his jersey would sell just as much as Judge's, maybe even more. And he would, yeah, he would. The opportunities for him here would be sky high, be endless. Steels is in the house. What's good, my man? There he is. There he is, man. We were just talking about some of the Yankees' moves tonight, Steels. I mean, we heard the Yankees moved on from 6 guys. 6 guys. Do I think Jeter would accept the role like Reggie Jackson? I don't think so, Davey. I don't. I think Jeter would. um, I don't think it would be GM. I think he'd probably be one of the probably a little bit more of a significant position, personally. Yeah, I think and he's he did a good job over as executive, even part owner for the Marlins, and he brought in Kim Eng as the GM, the first female GM in history, and they did a good job over there. All right, 55 likes. We need 45 likes to get to 100, gang. If you don't mind smacking that thumbs up, it's greatly appreciated. Let's try to get to 100 as quickly as we can. Can we do it in the next couple of minutes? We'll see. I've Steve. I've had a couple people tell me I look like Gardner. I had a couple people tell me I look like Cole. I mean, not Cole. Cone. But I've gotten a couple of these doppelganger things, Steve. So hopefully that's a good thing. So, um, you'd rather have Soto than I think everybody would rather have Soto than Stanton. Murakami kid is scarier. I mean, I don't know. Murakami isn't appealing. He's got big homer power, but again, will it translate? I mean, Matsui's home run, he was like a Godzilla there in Japan, and it didn't translate the way we thought it would, even though he was great here. But like, you know, and I don't even know if he'll get that far. Murakami. Hopefully he stays healthy, but he won't be here for like another 2 years. But I wouldn't pass on Soto to get Murakami. Like if they got Soto and then a couple years they can get Murakami too, I would rather have both than one or the other. You know what I mean? No. What's good, Jace? Makes Teki Matsui, I guess. I think Spencer Jones, yeah, if he's up here, I think he could probably provide help with the Yankees. I do think so, Cameron. I hope he continues to develop. I really do. He's in Double A now, so I hope that he does. But what's good on your end, Steels, man? You've heard about this stuff, right? You've heard about the Yankee news tonight. We've talked about that. Um, Players that can take pressure off Stanton, Judge, and I think Volpe too. Some good contact hitters, some good versatile players, some good athletes, like to lengthen this lineup. We really need to lengthen the lineup. We got to make it really hard for pitchers. Like the Texas Rangers lineup was freaking like suffocating. It really was. Now, what's good, Chris Flash? What's good, my man? Bowers needs an apology from Miami. Yeah, the whole like, I mean, the girl obviously tried to sabotage him. She should be in serious trouble. But MLB made an example of him, unfortunately, and he does deserve at least an opportunity for at least an apology or something, Steven. So I don't disagree with that. I really don't. You know, who knows what he's doing well. I mean, we don't know if he. I mean, I wouldn't say he doesn't have the guts to stick up for him. That's the thing. Do they want controversial players here? Is the question. I don't know if it's the right fit for the Yankees. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely an intriguing possibility. So, what will the Yankees' payroll be once? I don't know. Deep is a good question. Like, depends on how many more players they non-tender. Whether they trade Torres, whether they trade some other guys. So, more money could be coming off the books, but they could essentially. And Hal said today he does not want to exceed the final threshold, the 297 million. It was 293 this past year. It's up to 297 now, the Cohen threshold. So they could still make a lot of moves and stay under that threshold. They really could. And they can get a hell of a lot better. So Rodon was hurt in spring training week. Yep. I mean, he missed. He hurt in his first start. Yeah, he missed his first 3 months of the season. He never really had a spring buildup. But he showed glimpses of his potential. So he's just got to be in shape. He's got to be healthy this year. And I do expect him to pitch better this year. We need it. We definitely need it. You know what I mean? The loan, yes, Christopher, yeah. I think Soto's going to get traded too with that loan information. And if, honestly, like this is where the Yankees should pounce and try to take advantage of the situation. So you sounds like you can get the Padres by the jugular, even though they have the prize. You can probably get them on good terms. So if I'm Cashman on or Hal, wherever the hell it is, you know, Sure, he hitting. Sure, Judge would hit third. Judge would hit third here. Will. Why would Soto be problematic? What makes you think that? Will somebody feeding you that? That's the one you got to be able to prove. What would make him problematic here? Will, and why would you pick Otani? And why would you bat him third and not Judge third? That I definitely want to know. Nashville, baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they can get a stadium over there in Nashville on good terms, like I think it would be a boon for the state and the city. No doubt about it. Yeah, I want to see some Utes with a full spring too. Damn right, Texas. Damn right, man. I think we got to add something to Torres, Sean, to get Bednar. Got to add another prospect to that. I do. Jack Flower, I mean, possible, but not over Yamamoto. Like, you know what I mean? Burrito could be Romero. Yeah, he could be. CV Mac, that's a good comparison. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like Jordan Hicks or something like. And is Hicks a free agent? Does he have another option over there? I don't know if he has another option. Right. So you know what I mean? I think something like Matt Blake does a good job with relievers, man. Does a good job with starters too, but he does a really good job with relievers. He's made them. I did a video on the Matt Blake effect and like the impact he's had with people like Holmes and Wandy and like some of these other folks. People saying like Clay Holmes is a bum. Like, yeah, I could definitely see him being a better setup man, but he had a sub 3 ERA this year. So if that's a bum, I'll take quite a few of those bums at sub 3 ERA. He got a couple of implosions, yes, no doubt about it. So did Tommy Kahnle. He also had a sub 3 ERA. Just happens. No, Jack Flaherty isn't a potential option. Live all day now, not all day, Wink, but a good chunk of it. Like, um, it depends on my schedule, how my kids, and I have to pick my kids up from school and stuff. But I'll be live every day, Wink, during the winter meetings. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. I'll be live every freaking day. No, you keep saying this. Well, why would it be a mistake guaranteed? How can you prove it would be a mistake guaranteed? His defense isn't trash. We're not bringing him for elite defense. Okay. And what makes you think he's going to stay on the injured list? What is making you feed people this propaganda? Well, who's feeding you this? Who's feeding you this? Well, I'm curious. You're going to get pushed on that here. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, I hear that, Davey. I know. Yeah. I don't really. That's a cheat, Davey. I don't do that very often. That's like a once every couple of months, Big Mac and apple pie. So, you know, my cholesterol's good. So, no, I haven't heard anything yet, Christopher. I'm still waiting to hear whether I can get some type of access credential for the winter meetings. Because if I can get one, I'll go to the winter meetings. So, yeah, Soto is one of the most durable players in baseball. So, Ian Kennedy to retire. All right, Ian Kennedy's retiring. All right, yeah, good career. Big Mac meal in New York City. Under $10, Robert. It's under $10. That we know. Younger people like who, Will? letting him know who's worth. I think Hal has an idea too. Like everybody knows Soto would be worth the money. Everybody. They can afford them, Javier. Yeah, they can afford them. And they offset these big contracts with a lot of these controllable young players, and which is why they're going to keep guys like Austin Wells around, and hopefully Oswald Peraza and Anthony Volpe because they're cheap for like the next 6 years. So you know what I mean? Zach Wilson and Chicken Farm and Minecraft. There you go. hmm Yeah, Bobby Knight passed away at the age of 33. Rest in peace, Bobby Knight. Number 22 is available. So yes, it is, Davey. This is true too. hmm Davey Cashman. I heard that too. I heard that too. Yes, Hideki Matsui was the World Series MVP in 2009. Yes, he was. I'm confident Rodon will have a better year in 2024. And again, Volpe and Varaz will advance, will develop more offensively too. So, but yeah, we need some versatile players. Texas is right. We need some versatile players to protect Judge and Stanton to lengthen this lineup. Give us some variety. Give us some contact guys who can hit in front of these power guys. Give these guys RBI opportunities. You know what I mean? What percentage do I give a signing any or both Japanese pitchers? You mean Yamamoto and Yuki Matsu? I think it's well, any. I have a. I'm going to say 75 to 80% they sign at least one of them. I think, David. I'm that confident they get one of them. Yeah. Mhm. He doesn't have to hit 350 home runs. He's never hit 50 home runs before, but he hits around 280 to 300 every year. He's got an on base percentage over 400. He checks every box for the Yankees. He's going to get the deal, but like $500 million deal or close to it. He's going to get it. I mean, he's the portrait of consistency, and you know what I mean. He's there is not a better player available right now than Juan Soto. At 25, no. Mm-mm. Report just came out that Craig Counsell would stay with the Brewers if they matched a Mets offer. So Mets made him an offer already. Okay. See if we can get any more intel on this. I have a look here. Yeah, Ian Kennedy is retiring. Yep, breaking news. Like I said, Whit Merrifield's now a free agent. Let's see, Craig Counsell. Mm-hmm. We'll see. It's going to be an intriguing one. I mean, yeah, there's some source 12 hours ago. He's in New York today um, for a formal interview with the Mets. A source confirmed the managerial search is getting there, and much will obviously hinge upon the level of mutual interest. Um, Oakland manager Mark Kotsay is also in for the Mets manager interview process as well. So they got a couple lined up. They got Carlos Mendoza, Craig Counsell, and Kotsay. At least three guys being interviewed for the Mets managerial position. Where is he, Tyler? Where's King, Tyler? Whatever you say, Will. Whatever you say. There's a lot of talk of bad chemistry in San Diego. Yeah, I don't think it's because of Soto. I haven't heard anything about Soto being a problem. We heard Machado getting chewed out by some guys. He's not a, yeah, I agree. He's not a drama king at all. So I'm not worried about Soto. We got some haters here trying to prevent the Yankees from getting Soto. Yeah, Chicken Palms in the house. What's up, Chicken Palm? James Harden. Oh God. Now you're just trolling, Will. Now you're just trolling. You're not making any impact. Different sport, James Harden. Scorer, selfish. And again, it's not even close. So no James Harden, but okay, you keep doing that. Would I take Darvish to make a Soto package less? Probably not. Probably not. I'd say Cronenworth, but not Darvish. We'll see if they take Jordan Hicks. I'm curious. Chicken Palm, man. Yeah, grandkids will keep you busy, man. Yeah, he won't be. Soto comes here, he'll play wherever he wants to play. We got two right fielders. Judge will be right field. Soto will probably be left. And then if Dominguez is healthy, he'll probably be center, if that's the case. So, and that's pretty much what it'll probably be. You trade for Soto, they'll make room for him. Yeah, and this is yeah, exactly, NFA. Soto, James Harden. It's just like kid level trolling here. So I think it's a good possibility, Leo, that we get Yamamoto. He has enough speed, and we don't need him to be fast. Judge doesn't have any speed. Not we wouldn't be getting. You're making up like sad excuses now. Well, your argument's getting worse, dude. Like really. If only Trout could switch right. Why? They're not gonna. He's 32 now. He's way past his, and he's got like $280 million left on his deal. No, thank you. Lord would love Trout at 25, but not now. I wouldn't chicken parm. I wouldn't. I wouldn't rule out Soto yet. Mm, I'm not worried about Murakami. It's not being posted anytime soon. So mm, it looks like they're already doing everything they can to land Yamamoto. They already scouted him. They've traveled there twice to Japan. He's had a contingency. So if they're dead serious, nobody's going to outbid them. Well, and Bellinger, if they get Bellinger. I think it's probably going to be Soto or Bellinger. So I'm not worried about Murakami. There's obsession with Murakami. Okay, intriguing player, but again, no, it costs less than $10 a Big Mac meal, Robert. Less than $10 in New York. Exactly, Drew. This is a thing. Like we don't want to wait for Soto and ignore other holes and stuff like that. That'd be a huge mistake. It's a spot on right there, man. You are spot on with that. So Yamamoto, Montgomery, Matsui, and Lee be a great offseason trading for Torres for. And again, like you can get I've said this yesterday. You can get Yamamoto, Matsui, and Jung Hoo Lee for one posting fee. You can get all three of those guys and pay only one posting fee. And the posting fee would be for Yamamoto. Like, you can add a lot of fundamentally sound players to the lineup and the roster there, Steven. So they could essentially, I mean, the chances probably not high, but they could do that. It's well within their capabilities. The only team will come to New York, come to the Bronx because of that. So there's nothing wrong with that, Will. Nothing wrong with that. I do not think the Yankees will sign Matt Chapman. Booyah, I don't think they will. Mm-mm. Yeah, seriously, word lifer. Yeah, I could see the same Candelaria or trade for third baseman or Oswald Peraza. Same Tyler. I don't think they're going to spend $25 million a year on Matt Chapman. You know? Yeah, Case. Yeah, I mean, Soto over Otani just makes too much sense. You know? Yeah, I think they're probably looking into a chicken farm trading Torres. Yeah. Rangers are 7-2. Fantastic. Ah, JV Mac. Yeah, I mean, that outfield would just be dreamy. We don't know, Will. And again, different position. Not worried about Murakami. Not even wasting my time until he's posted. And we'll see at that point if he's posted, if he's still as good. They are not going to pass on Soto for Murakami. That's not going to happen. Well, not going to happen. That's not living in reality. If you think they're going to say, yeah, we're going to wait on Murakami for first base, we're going to pass on Soto, the best player in a generation, and freaking carpet. They're not going to do that. Soto checks way too many boxes. 56 home runs in Japan. Well, your argument is weak, dude. Weak. Okay. And let's see here. Is Murakami paying, or is people paying you to come on here and sell on him? No, I don't think Manuel. I don't think the Yankees are going to trade Stanton. Unfortunately, I don't. Um, Now let's see here. One, two. He said, well, he won a batting title in 2020, 351. Then he batted 313 in 2020. Do you even look at Soto stats? I played minor league ball. Uh, I played competitive baseball too well. So if I were you, I would stop calling people names and be respectful. Otherwise, you're out of here quick fast. I don't care who you are. Don't care who you know. I'll get you out of here real fast. Just be respectful. That's all I ask, dude. You can't handle that. Who's talking crap? I can handle 90-mile-an-hour fastball. I've done it. So I've done it. I was at the Bucky Dent Baseball School in Florida, scouting combine. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And if I don't know whether he's trolling and he doesn't like the fact that he's being called out on it, or it's funny. Will throwing the ball, at people. You should get on the mats with NFE or myself. Both of us would feel really bad for you because you wouldn't last in that talking trash. You wouldn't last 10 seconds with either one of us on the mats. We'll just leave it at that. So, like, you felt bad throwing a ball. Like, we wouldn't intentionally do anything like that, but just be respectful. Yeah, really, seriously, check the ego, man. Who's Tom House? Nolan Ryan's coach. Good for you. Yeah, exactly. Chris Flash. Is he LA's Yankee King's boy? You can scare a grown man for. Okay, whatever you say, man. Texas. Thank you, my man. Thank you. The enforcer, man. Texas taking care of business. The man. That's why he's the prime minister of Texas, man. Well, I'll wrap this up in a minute too, gang. But like every now and then, you got to call these clowns out, right? Exactly. And I feel like you know, it's a shame. It's a shame. 67 likes. Can we get to 100? We need 33 likes. If anybody hasn't hit that like button, if you don't mind. Someone hitting home runs above 30 is a cherry on top. Main thing to me is having above 200 hits, RBIs and batting. I mean, good. That's you get that on a regular basis or a combination of those. You're a star player. Appreciate you, Chris Flash. You know that, man. Appreciate that. I think the Yankees would be wise to go after, try to lock down Yamamoto. I really do. I mean, I've mentioned Buck as a potential men's coach, but I don't know if he's going to want to be the consigliere to Aaron Boone. I don't know. I mean, if he's willing and his knowledge, and I appreciate you, Texas, his knowledge and expertise will come here to bring a different dynamic here. Sure, sure. So, chin music. Oh, NFE. Oh, I love the touch talkers. I love the tough talkers. Is he LA King's source? Is that right? Is he? Who cares about any Yankee fan? Or is it LA Yankee King posing as somebody else? Is he too afraid to admit that he is? Hmm. He did the same thing on here, attacking Yankee fans, attacking people on the channel, which is why he got blocked. Maybe he's too scared to admit that it's him, if that is the case. But yeah, he might be 14 years old. Nobody's saying Soto's Jesus. But somebody thinks Murakami's Jesus, that's for sure. All right. Oh, you hit 100. Wow. Well, oh my God. Appreciate you, Booyah. Yeah, secret. Or they can release him too, secret. If he clears waivers, they could release him too, since he's still an arbitration player. Um, and those contracts go year to year, so they would not be responsible for any contract in 2024. So, which why I was wondering why they would prefer outright waivers rather than not just non-tendering the guy. They could just non-tender and avoid the contract altogether. You know what I mean? Because I mean, with all the guys that the Yankees put on outright waivers today, I don't think all of them are going to get claimed. I don't. I mean, Herman might get claimed, and the team that claims him would be responsible for his contract. So we'll see. I think the Mets will go hard for Yamamoto. Yeah, that probably will. Yeah, I don't think Will. I don't think Will has stepped on the mats. Oh man, yeah, the tough talking if you're a big guy, whatever. Imagine having a 135-pound guy wipe the floor with you like that. Just imagine that. Like, they might be bed buddies, yeah. I blocked out Yankee King a while back, Ryan, because he was really disrespectful to me and other folks on this channel. Um, and but yep, and I wasn't, and I warned him several times, so I had to get him out of there. Not gonna have him ruin the experience for everybody else. Yeah, Tyler Soto would definitely help. Soto's only 24, man. He's good. That's all good, secret. I mean, it's good. It's that's one reason why we're live today because there's so much information out there, and it's not really being communicated or explained. So I wanted to give people a little bit of a thorough understanding because this came out of nowhere. Yankees outright waivers these guys. Like we were like, what the freaking hell? So it was good to be able to talk about it tonight, Secret Squirrel. So, and again, if your insight's always welcome too. So feel free. You know. Yeah, I know. Do it. Nah, we got a little snowflake here. He's just angry. You know. He's got a little butt hurt because he doesn't like being called out by people. So he's acting like a tough guy. You know. Yeah, exactly, NFA. Oh man. Oh, that's it. Well, you got to be banned for that. You're talking about somebody else. Nah, you're out of here. Well, mm-mm. Ryan Beck, you're a legend, dude. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And just blocked Will too for started involving people's girl and things like that. Now, so we just blocked Will Zimmerman too. Can't have that. Cannot have that. Talking about other people's women. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's banned. Other comments removed. He's done. You're gonna talk about people, significant others, and all that stuff on this team. It's not happening here, man. We don't tolerate that here. I mean, we can be disagreeable, but be respectful. But we about to love up in here, right, NFE, man? You know what I mean? Exactly, Texas. We had to get him out of here. Yeah, I know. He beat up his own dad. Oh man. Oh, oh man. Oh, well, that was entertaining while it lasted. But as soon as he got over the top of being disrespectful, he had to He had to get out of here. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. Exactly. Jokes about other men's, women's. Ryan dropping the pearls, man. Dropping the pearls, baby. Honestly, Secret Squirrel, I don't think I think they're gonna. I don't think there's a chance. I mean, there's a chance, obviously, but I think it's a hard pass. Um, Hard pass for the Yankees. Wrong side of 30. It's going to cost way too much money, and like I respectfully pass on Otani. I do. I would prefer Juan Soto. That's not taking anything away from Otani. He's a great player. That's just I worry about it. And he's already going to be missed the whole entire year for pitching. So, you know, yeah. And if they man the trash truckers, they come out of nowhere and like we don't know if they're trolling from other people's channels. And we've had that already too. So, you know, Beck is always spitting the facts. Always spitting the facts, man. We dropping these knowledge bombs up in here, man. Knowledge bombs. You know what I mean? So double Tommy John. So that's like it's just extra red flag for me. And again, on the wrong side of 30, you never know. He could just have a sharp just drop in, you know, production and he's gonna cost like almost $50 million a year for the next decade, probably. That's a that's a dangerous one for me. Not one I worry about. Step on yeah, exactly. And that's just I know. Yeah. Yeah, and that's when you put your white belt, 130-pound white belt to, choke him out. So, yeah, yeah, it does, man. The fact that Otani can't pitch this year makes him a little less appealing, yeah. I mean, he'll get more, play hitting and whatnot. He'll probably hit a great year hitting, but you're paying for that double-sided, the two-way player. You're not gonna get him this year. So yeah, exactly, dude, Texas. You don't piss off a girl exactly, dude. Got 3. I won't let anybody talk about them like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Messing with the wrong bull there, man. Mm-mm. Exactly. Some bamboozle people. Oh man, I love it. I love it, dude. The YouTuber Deontay Wilder. Oh man, this is fantastic word life. I love it. Yeah, he would go to the bar and start a fight. Yeah, and they get probably get punched his teeth punched out by the short nerdy guy, and wonder what happened. Side control. Yeah, man. I'm a buck 70, like a buck 68, buck 70. If you feel like 220, you got good side control, man. You get that dead weight, man. Oh yeah. Standing on side control, yeah. And you can just manipulate them quite a bit in side control, man. Be fantastic. Would I rather have 25-year-old Otani that can pitch and hit or 25? Probably 25-year-old Soto, Yassine, only because I'd worry about the double. I worry about how long the two-way player would last. I think Soto's a safer bet, in my opinion, Yassine. But 25-year-old Otani, it's exciting to see that last couple of years. No doubt about it. He's got MVPs, and he'll probably win another one this year. No doubt about it. But yeah, especially since he already had Tommy John. I'm worrying about another Tommy John, which he just had. That's the type of stuff I worry about. So to answer your question, Yassine, I'd probably do the 25-year-old Soto. I don't know, Secret Squirrel. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, yeah, maybe Will. Yeah, Will's probably manscaped. He might be manscaped. You you guys are the best, man. Oh, Beck, yeah, I think according to these sources, the Yankees are gonna score 9 points of shit. First and the best information, best source ever, man. It's definitely the quiet ones you watch out for. The unassuming, yeah, yeah. 17. I'm telling you, man. Like you got like a Mackenzie Dern at your gym. Like, oh boy, she'll just crush with people. Crush people, man. She's a jiu-jitsu black belt. She's nasty. One of the better females in UFC. I like to see the Yankees. Angela, no doubt about it, man. At least two of them. Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. And if you notice things, that shit. Oh man, you guys are fantastic. Soto, Yamamoto, Cody Bellinger, Candelario, Kevin Camaranola. I mean, that would be the mother of all off seasons, Angelo. Like the mother of all off seasons. But if you can get two of those, I'd go Soto and Yamamoto. But I think three would be better. Like at that point, I'd probably do Soto, Yamamoto, and Candelario. I mean, those would probably be my three. Wow. Yeah. Oh man. Considering- oh man. The Dominican community in the Bronx Soto would bring just like Yamamoto. Like if you got Soto and Yamamoto, you'd be cleaning up in the Dominican community, Dominican market. You'd be cleaning up in the Japanese market. There'd be so much financial opportunity for them and the Yankees. Like my goodness, it'd be crazy. Like those two guys right there would be the a gold mine for the Yankees. And you pair that with Judge, you pair with Cole. Like oh man, oh baby. JT, yeah, damn right. Good point. It's a really good point. Yeah, yeah, man. Like, look, there's a lot of trash talk and fun and all that stuff, but we keep it respectful here. Like, that's all we ask. That's all we ask. You know, Candelario does switch hitter. I mean, and he's also had a lot more major league experience than Donovan. Donovan's only had his in his second year, so he's still got, and it was an abbreviated second year, so he does have time to get better against righties. But that would be something for a good hitting coach to work on to better him because they like Didi Gregorius when he came here, he couldn't hit lefties, and then after a year, he was like killing lefties. So a good hitting coach could help Donovan. Um, and if yeah, I'd like to get Candelario and Donovan. That'd be kind of cool. You know, you know what I mean? Sunil's in the house. There he is. Lee would add the Korean market. Yup, and again, he doesn't require a posting fee. KBO players do not come with posting fees. NPP players do. Japan. So that's a different. There's a difference. There really is a difference. Man, Sunil, keep up the good work, man. Your hard work is paying off. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be wrapping up shortly, Sunil. We've been going for an hour and a half now, but oh, it was a good hour and a half, especially the last half hour. Just missed you. We missed Will um, Zimmerman, I think his name was. Like ultimate trash talker. He was really coming at us, and then we had to, you know what I mean? We had to, we had to give him the business. We did. All right, we need 24 likes to get to 100. I'd love to get to 100 like in the next 2-3 minutes if we can. Okay. Oh my God, Keigawa. Disaster, Sunil. About getting a lead off here. So, like, to me, Ryan Beck, Jung Hoo Lee would be a perfect leadoff hitter for this team from the Korea. Like he would be a perfect leadoff hitter in my opinion. And after that, I would probably do well, depending on who we get. Like if you got Lee um, and Soto, that's my 1 and 2. If you didn't get Soto, if you got Lee, if you just got Bellinger or whatever, then I would go Lee. Probably have Dominguez at number 2 when he comes back, then Judge, then the Bellinger. Like I would set up the lineups differently. But to me, Soto's would be the perfect number 2 guy here in front of Judge. Like, but Jung Hoo Lee would be if I got him, he would be our leadoff hitter, in my opinion, Ryan. So, and I think a good leadoff hitter would be set things up nicely. You know, Spencer, I would agree too, Brian. Spencer Jones can be here in the lineup by the end of the year. I think so too. Mr. Coconuts, what's good, man? And again, Spencer Jones, I think he could be another guy that can transition to first base. He's a big dude, and at some point they're going to want to replace Anthony Rizzo. And yeah, it was pretty disrespectful. No, he wasn't a porn troll. He was just an a-hole. And he was like, once he started to get disrespectful, a little out of hand, we had to block him. So can't have him, talking to my people like that. He was definitely a Manscaped troll. He was giving us that Manscaped vibe, yeah. Yeah. Chris Soto is definitely a realistic possibility. I think Cashman and Howe would be wise to try to pounce on this. Like honestly, I mean, dude, if they got Soto and Bellinger and Yamamoto, that would be a monster all season. Honestly, be a monster all season. But yeah, Jonathan, exactly. They can use Jones at first if um, they don't necessarily need Bellinger too. So like if Jones keeps progressing, he's at double E now. And he's another guy who hits lefty. He's got some serious power. So and he's a good athlete in the outfield. So he's got a lot of these Bellinger characteristics. He's just bigger than Bellinger. He's big. He's almost Judge's size. He's like huge. So yeah. Neil, sorry, man, you missed. It was fun. He was getting tough, and all this stuff, and so NFE and I just had a little fun with him. But you know, yeah, man, it's just Sunil Jocko Williams, a former Navy SEAL, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'll never forget this in an interview. He's like, if a man tries to fight you, calls your name, whatever, walk away, right? Wants to beat you up, you walk away. The minute he puts his hands on you and tries to grab you, then all the calculus changes. Everything changes at that point. Okay, once he puts his hands on you, puts his hands around you, the calculus changes, and then it's different ball game. I don't know if you ever heard that, and if people Jocko said that, and he's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah, we had to throw hash browns around him. Yeah, around his manscaped ass. Yeah, yeah, man. We Cobra Kai'd his ass. Yeah, wondering who he had Tom House. Oh man. Then he said he was throwing at 14-year-old kids, and he was hitting Dylan Betances' 100-mile-an-hour fastball in high school. Like he was all over the place, all over his arguments. He was like all over the place, Sunil. You would have been like, what is this guy talking about? Yeah, Jorge Sola, we announced that earlier. He opted out. Um, he's going to be a free agent. I don't know. I mean, he's got some guys, got some playoff experience. Maybe the Cubs. He'd be a good fit. The Cubs. Oh, I don't know. Yes, Danielle. It was we did. We had to give him a little Miyagi. We did. And if he had to give him a little Miyagi, we had to give him a little Chosen. Like we had to do it. It was called for. Eagle Fang. This is Oh man. I know. I know. Exactly, NFA. We did, man. We had to go a little Sato too. Yogi, come on. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You don't get many responses for that. If you ask people if they step on the mats, like, you know, it's a shame. And then people were saying, you know, that he's LA Yankee King source, and like, could have been, but like for those that don't know, LA Yankee King he's blocked on this channel. He's very disrespectful to the people in this channel, disrespectful to me as well. So we had to get that out of here. Kind of like Will, he was blocked like Will. So can't have that type of stuff here, especially when you start disrespecting people and names and all that stuff. Out of here, man. Yankees interested in the Japanese clothes. Yeah, Yuki Matsui, Chris, and I did a video on the Japanese posting system. He would not require a posting fee, Yuki Matsui. Neither would Jung Hoo Lee because he's from Korea. The KBO does not require posting fees, so the only person that they would have to pay a posting fee for would be Yamamoto. So exactly, we're electric. Oh man, yeah, you would have had a good time. You would have had a good time, Sunil. Oh, man, Texas took care of, like, we had people, you know, Buckeye was enforcing it too. We took care of this guy. I don't know if they're linked to Matt Chapman, but some people or some content creators are saying that they think he should be a target. Um, I haven't heard them being officially linked to him yet, but I don't know if they want to spend $25 million a year for Matt Chapman. He's probably going to get a 5 year deal, 4 or 5 year deal. I don't know if they want to do that. But you never know. You never know. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think Macy's stuff. Oh man, you guys are the best. And lefty bats. Yeah, man. No Franchi and Bowers type say exactly. Sunil, did you hear the news? Bro, the Yankees, oh yeah, we were talking about it on the group chat actually. They outright wavered 6 guys. Yankees tonight, this evening. Put 6 guys on waivers. Yeah, exactly right. That's why I don't think it's gonna work. I just don't think like just put Oswald Peraza there. In all honesty. First, do you see father? And you see me? Oh God. Oh man. Yeah, I did see that prospect. I did read about that engine Arjun Nimala from Florida. I did see that an Indian draft. Yeah, Indian descent draft pick. It's it's cool to see, man. Guys from other origins and other countries, and like, um, even though it's Asia or whatever, but like Indian descent, getting drafted at that high level, first round, like it's kind of cool to see. It really is. It really is. I do think the Yankees are buying in 2024. Ryan Braun, that's a good comparison, Sunil. That's a good comparison. I like that. Um, Now let's have a look here. Let's just look at MLBTradeRumors.com. All right, look at that. The Pirates just put Miguel Andujar and Angel Perdomo on waivers. Um, And the Oakland A's declined the option on Drew Rochinski. They had an option for 2024. Like a lot of these guys, remember the option deadline, the contract option, which is player and team, it's due. Decisions have to be made by November 10th, which is why we're starting to hear this stuff now. And the non-tender deadline is going to be the 17th of the month. So um, it's going to be busy. Um, it's going to be busy the next couple of weeks as we head into the GM meetings and then the winter meetings and the 5 draft and all these guys. So yeah, Jorge Soler opted out of his deal, so he's a free agent. He's going to be 32, or if he's not 32 already, but he still has a pretty good bat. Whit Merrifield, he's a free agent. They had a mutual option. Him and the Blue Jays, they declined. It was an $18 million option, so he's that back out on the market too. Whit, so a lot of the non-tender candidates are being put on waivers. Yeah, yeah, I did earlier. Word. That's one reason why. Like, you know, one of the things I was talking to my brain trust, my baseball brain trust, is like if players get put on these waivers, world lifer, and they clear waivers, nobody claims them. Can they be non-tender then? Well, essentially, the people that are the non-tender candidates are mostly arbitration players, so they go on a year-to-year basis. So you can put these waivers, you can waiver these arbitration players, and if they clear waivers, you can just outright them to let them become a free agent, release them, and you're not obligated to eat any of their contract for next year. So, or you can just straight non-tender them as well. Maybe some teams want to pick up like a Domingo Herman. He was scheduled to make $4 million, and if a team wants to assume 1 year $4 million instead of him becoming a free agent and then wanting a multi-year deal, they could do that. So it gives the option. This is the first time the Max Muncy signed a 2-year extension with the Dodgers. All right, good news, Hayden. Thank you for that. But the pre-arb and arb years, this essentially the team opt out where they can get out of the deal because those deals are renewed every year. Arbitration and pre-arb, so they go on a year-to-year basis until players become a free agent and they sign a 4, 6, 8-year, 10-year deal, whatever it is. And that's different. Teams cannot opt out of that, but they can opt out of this, which is why they're being either non-tendered or put on these waivers too. So if that makes sense. But either way, they can release them and they become free agents then, and the Yankees will not have to eat any of the contract for next year. Because I was actually curious. I was asking my people, my baseball brain trust that I talk with, and asking like, so, and I used Domingo Herman as an example. I said, so if the Yankees put him on these waivers like they did tonight, nobody claims him. Does he come back to the Yankees like Estevan Florial did last year? And do they have to pay him that salary? And since he's arbitration, he's got 1 more year of arb. They didn't have to do that. So they were able to just release him and he'll become a free agent, and then someone else can get him on the cheap. So that's essentially how it's broken down. It's been sent to the overlook to be the caretaker. Exactly. Back. Exactly, bro. Yeah, Carlos Pena. I like him on the MLB Network, actually. With Merrifield, I like too, word lifer. It's good contact hitter. Still has speed. He still steals bases at like in his mid-30s. 86 likes. We need 14 more likes to get to 100. So Chris, so I mentioned this earlier. It's looking right now like Trevian Wells, but yeah, it would be sad to see Higgy go. I mean, Higgy and Ben Vorfed are on the trade market now. But I heard earlier that some of the Yankees inside sources are suggesting that they're considering non-tendering Trevino too to save more money. And in which case, what would they do? Sign a veteran on the cheap or bring up Ben Rice to platoon with Austin Wells? I don't know. I don't know. You know. So, but as of right now, Chris, I think a safe assumption is Trevian Wells. But I liked Higgy. I liked Higgy. You know, I wonder too who's going to take Sean Casey's job as hitting coach for this team 2024. And I think I said this. I think it's got to be somebody who's got excellent communication skills, somebody who can communicate the analytics side and the non-analytics side to the players and get them to understand how it's applicable and non-applicable and how they can maximize what they need to do here, right? So bring up a food group rice. Rice, baby. Yeah. Burford's definitely a backup over Trevino if he's not tendered. I think so. They may keep you at that point. They may not trade. They may not trade Warford or they may not trade Higgy. Like I don't know. They non-tender Trevino, but Trevino's got I think 2 more years left. I think he's got trade value too. So, but it sounds like they're looking to trade Warford and they're looking to trade Higashioka. So, um, I Angelo, I said the same thing. Pursuing Kim Rice. I mean Kim Eng. Bring him, add her to the brain trust. I did a whole video on her too. I think it should be a good idea. I mean, she was Cashman's assistant GM here for 4 years, from '98 to 2001, and she's got some. She's cut her teeth as a GM now. She's got some street cred. She's done some good moves over there in Florida, so she's got some good experience. And I think her expertise and her thought process will be a good add to this skill set here. Be a good add to this. Food group Trout. Nice. Yeah, well, I would agree too, unless it's a financial. Like, well, how much is Trevino scheduled to make? Right? I mean, he's better than Rortvedt and Higgy, no doubt about it. He's an expert game caller, and he's also Cole's preferred uh, catcher. So I think Cole would be probably have some feelings about that if they non-tendered him. Unless you bring in, I don't know, Martin Maldonado or something like that, but I don't know if they're going to do that. So you know what I mean? Ha 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 ha. Word. Nah, I saw rice in the food group and I mixed it with Kim. You funny word lifer. Funny dude. You know what I mean? Do Willie Randolph or Ricky Henderson have interest in being a hitting coach? Is the question in coaching at all? And that's my curiosity as well, Angelo. I really wonder who's interested and who they're going to interview as for hitting coach. I really, really wonder. You um, word life. You fool. You're funny man. Do I like Wilkerson to take it? I wouldn't. Wilkerson to take what, Chris? Did I miss something here? Oh, Trevi and Wells could be Wilkerson. Who are you referring to, Chris? Wilkerson. Carl's opinion for hitting coach. Does he have an interest in coaching, Sean? I'm not sure Henderson would be interested. Randolph, it could be another option for bench coach too. Like really, word life is crazy, man. I'm really curious to see Carlos Pena. I like Carlos Pena. I like the way his conversation. Yeah, I know we are going on 2 hours. Let me wrap this up. Yeah, I got to get some rest myself too. But I appreciate y'all coming on. This we had to go live for because again, a lot of this intel's coming on. Every time I look at MLBTradeRumors.com, a new piece of intel keeps coming out. Like This free agency market's crazy. Well, let me refresh this and see. Anybody? Nothing yet? Okay. Nothing else? No, nothing else. But Miguel, for those that haven't heard, Miguel Andujar on waivers now. The Mets put 6 guys on waivers. The Yankees put 6 guys on waivers. So, person, Milton, Milton. That's a good point, Ryan. And Dylan Lawson, who actually has interpersonal skills. Mark DeRosa, fan and coach. He's another one. He's got good interpersonal skills. I like how he flows, man. But I appreciate all you for coming on. I hope you found the information helpful. And this is why this crew's the best. All of you folks are the best. And I appreciate all of you, Stephen. Peace and love to all of you. I plan on going live again on Saturday night. Hopefully, there's more info to talk about. But keep me posted. Just keep me posted. If you're not notified, hit the notification button too. I ask you to do that. And on the way out, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I appreciate it. We're trying to get to 100 likes. But the notification bell makes sure that you're one of the first people to get the intel when it comes out. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys and gals have all the intel and you're one of the first people to come out and get it. So, but again, Mad Dog Russo. Exactly. Exactly, Beck. Appreciate the knowledge bombs tonight. But peace and love to all of you. Thank you for coming on. 161, the best forever. Talk to you next time.